Good morning. It's White Witch 110. It is 6:29 a.m. Now the gentleman who made my kitty just gave me a gift. You can see the lights. Is that not gorgeous? He made one and posted it on his Facebook page, and I expressed how much I loved it, so he made me one. Isn't that cool? Now this has, if I can put you in here, it has that one. Then click the bottom, it goes off. You click it again and it's solid. Or you click it, where'd the button go? Okay. You click it again, and it does that. Isn't that cool? It's just 2 AA batteries. Thank you. I guess I could hang it up by this, but I'm not going to. Absolutely love, love, love. This is staying out all year long. I was thinking Halloween as soon as I seen it. But this is staying up all year long. I just have to find a spot for it. Isn't that beautiful? And this is all from a 3D printer. Wow. Thank you, Dwight. Love it. The front of my building. Yeah, holy crap.
You got too far, went down to the next level.
I know. Holy mackerel. Hi guys, White Witch 110 here. Just thought I would give you a little looky here. That's what I did with the rest of the not sawdust, pencil shavings and tea. And then around here, I put more of the moss. And some more of it there. And then move it around to this side. Now I've left this part blank because I want to get small pebbles and glue them to here. Something a little different. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with the front. It's still black. Just black. There's the pieces of bark. Pretty cool. And I didn't even know it, but one of these, this fall wasn't even glued down. And then there's some of the bark in there. There's that. And there's the other one there. I know you see the, where is it? That, but that's okay. I won't. So there you go. Pretty cool. I'm happy with it so far. I have a lot of sticks still to get. And I'm still thinking about using this one somewhere. But that's what we have so far with that. Now today, sorry about that. Today at work, they were cutting down, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 5 pine trees were cut down. And this has to do with the actual people that the land belongs to. They're doing some renovation or some changing of something pipe-wise, I guess, and they have to dig. So 4 beautiful pine trees were cut down, and I'll tell you, I could feel them like begging for somebody to do something to save them. You could just feel it. It was very disheartening. And then, waiting for the bus, I look over, and by the other buildings, I see they've taken one down there. I've never known a city to cut down trees like this one. It is, honestly, it's horrible. Absolutely horrible. If I'm remembering correctly, in Toronto, if you took down a tree, you had to plant a tree. But these were beautiful trees. The birds would be in them. One of them actually has a gopher hole beside it. But I don't think they use that one anymore. And there's just so much going on around the building and this, just within a small radius, that you really don't see the groundhogs that much anymore. Not like we used to, unfortunately. So, what can you do? So tomorrow I'm going to be taking a bag with me, and I'm going to get some of the pine cones from these beautiful trees that were there, and I'm going to make a wreath with them in remembrance of them. What was I going to say? I think I have picture, for sure they're in a video, the 4 trees I'm talking about. The other one is up by the other building, and it likely is in one of my videos. So I at least have something to remember them by, as well as getting the pine cones. And to me, there's still that sense that they're there. But that's looking good. This is looking just a little too bright for me, really. I don't have any darker of a tea right now either, but I thought you'd like to see that. And hang on a second. I know you've seen this at work because I have attached it at the beginning, but I just had to show you. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And then, like I said, this part here slides off. You can look inside. See, that's all it is. Cool. This was, the black part was done with a 3D printer, and this was done with a 3D printer. The top part was done separate from this. And then, hang on. I can also have it that it'll just stay on. 2 AA batteries. That's all this takes. You can leave it like that. Or this one. See where it goes low, and then it goes up high. Hi, Boo! It goes low, and then it goes high. Isn't that cool? Booby-doo! Hey, little Boo! Psst, 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 psst. Hi, baby boy. You don't know what you want to do. No, you don't know what you want to do. Oh, my garbage. But there's... I am totally in love with this. Totally. This will be out all year long. There. Now you can get a... Come on. There. I believe this in total took 2 days to make. But you can see. That's a lot. A lot of work the machine did. And then he marked it for me right here so that I know that's where it can slide. Look at that. And you can see all the lines here. It's nice to have somebody that has a 3D printer. That's for sure. He had made one and posted it on Facebook. And I was like, I love it. So when he brought this in today, totally wasn't expecting it. And I was like, how much? And he says, no, this is yours. So he even joked around with me at work. He says, oh, I thought you'd be carrying your lantern. If I could, I would. Beautiful, though. Now this is my fall wreath. I've had it for a while. And it was actually made from a wreath that I found down in our laundry room. And none of this here is actually stuck. This here is stuck onto it. It is garland. And I've never glued it on here. I just left it in case I wanted to use my garland as garland. But now we can't. Sorry about that. Isn't he cute? Isn't he cute? So he's just been hanging out in the closet here, doing nothing. But I was going to use these on here, but now I'm not so sure I want to. No. You know what? I think I know where you're going to go. No. We're not going to use these on that. I got another place for those. Let me step in one. But what I do have, I was going to use these on my plate. But once I put it on the plate, I didn't like the way it looked. So I figured, what the heck? This is when I need the hanger I have this on now. Whoops. That's in the way. I don't know if this is going to work. Where's the... There it is. Okay, I want to be able to see. Oh, that is going to stay up there. Okay. Good. There. Now you guys can kind of see it. Whoops. Whoa. Hang on. It's up a little high. I know that. But there's not much I can do about that right now. I don't think... There's a few things I haven't glued on here. I'm not happy about that. So I thought maybe I could just put these in certain spots. Possibly. Like maybe over here. There's some nice colors in the leaves. Maybe this one. Place it in there. Yeah, I think I could do that. Oh, there's his foot. I used some ribbon I had. I got rid of it. Always, 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 you do stuff like this. You end up getting rid of stuff that you eventually want to use. I like my stuff to be glued whenever possible. Whoops. Hey, where'd you come from? Luckily, my glue gun isn't that hot. little bit there. Stick it there. So now, since I can't put this on my door, what I do is I just put it in the apartment where you've seen my Canada Day one. Ooh, you're dusty. Very dusty. And dust, oh my gosh. Did you see that dust? That's what we came home to. Clouds of dust billowing out into the neighborhood from our building. There. Okay. Stay up there. Look on my finger. And see all the old. I'm thinking even maybe up in here. Why not? So turn them around. You can't see. There we go. Can you see that? Yeah, you can kind of see it. And here I was wondering, what am I going to do with these? I bought them and now I don't know where to put them. There's the answer right there. Wait, get off the hanger. There's the answer. How are we doing on time? Okay. I can do a couple more. This is a real mishmash this evening. There we go. Always adding, always adding. I really like this wreath. That's why I want to keep it and then just add stuff as I see it and want to make it more full. So that way it looks so pretty. Even if nobody else can see it but me. I know at Christmas people did stick their wreaths out. I didn't. St. Patty's Day, the gentleman down the hall put out his Irish flag. I just didn't want to take a chance. That's the whole thing. I don't want somebody coming up and telling me you shouldn't have had that out. So, and I was watching Haunted Ramblings today, watching Laura make her cinnamon brooms with the swags of flowers and such. What'd she have? She had flowers and some cattails. They're really cute, but they're cinnamon. And my hubby can't take that smell. So I would have to look for brooms that don't have the scent to it. Even if we're walking through somewhere and they have the pine cones with that smell, we gotta go. It's not good for him. So, doesn't really bother me. I've gotten used to knowing there's certain scents that we can't have because it bothers him. So, let's see. I added a bit more to it. turn you here. Yeah, a bit more. I don't know if you can really see where they are, but that's cool. Like I said, though, I haven't glued any of this stuff anywhere, and I think it's time I do. Only because I don't see me using this wreath as a wreath, this garland as a garland anymore. So, glue that part together. Wow. Oh, I still have this one. Where can I put you? I can attach you there. Yeah, this one I took the spine off of it on the back. So nice, 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 nice. I like that. So that's my this was just from the dollar store. I think the pumpkins and the gourds were on it. This guy's extra. The bird is extra. The flowers, I think I put those on. I'm not 100% now. I've had it for so long. But that's that. Now I'll continue the story. I figure I'd give you this to look at. We walked in the direction we believed it is. Nothing but the foundation is left. We tried the opposite end, but there is nothing. So back we go. We have no clue what came here, where it was put, or if it's still here. Having the entire day, we begin our search for anything that doesn't fit in. Together we overturn stones that had once been a fireplace. We push a once proud tree, now laying on the ground, over to look underneath. Tony searched between the stones of the foundation. We had nearly given up hope when something caught his eye. There was a rusty bucket in the corner by what would have been a window. Tony continuously peered inside for snakes. He made a quick move forward and plunged his hand into the rusty bucket. His hand pulled up, something wrapped in cellophane, and it was a gold star. How could this have been looked over all these years? I personally believe someone else had seen the note and planted it here. Tony was of the opinion someone had planted the note. We both recalled yesterday and the feeling of being watched. At that moment, we realized that the cabin was directly behind us through the trees. We debated as to whether we should take it or leave it, the star. We brought it back with us. I still believed that there was something more there. I went back to the cabin for another look at the note. It was gone. I questioned Tony as to whether he had it. He assured me he hadn't touched it. This only sealed his belief it was planted. I gave the room a good going over, just in case. Stepping by the doorway, I felt one of the floorboards give slightly. Now I realized we had experienced this before, but something was different. I knelt down and easily pried up the loose board. An old man's handkerchief lay in a ball. Gingerly, I lifted it out of its hiding place. I took it over to the desk and stood back. Tony untied the knot. We glanced at each other before he opened it. Inside was the small figure of a ballerina. We looked at each other. What did this mean, if anything at all? Could very well be a young girl placed it there. Mallard Point, Tony shouted. He was holding the pamphlet. The pamphlet was from Mallard Point, not here. We had been searching in the wrong place. Quickly, we made our way to the car, jumped in, and drove the half-hour there. One of the photos was of a cabin on the point around a bend. Tony slowed down as we approached that bend. Behind a tall hedge was the cabin in question. We exited the car in the driveway. The building was in rough shape. All these buildings in these parts had been abandoned for at least 20 years. This was all natural decay. No spray-painted walls with childish, vulgar pictures or obscene words. I asked Tony how he came to the lake. I had found the ballerina. That made him think of Swan Lake. We don't have a lake by that name, but we have Mallard, which is another bird. I applauded his deduction. Well done, Sherlock. Now I feel like Dr. Watson. We make our way inside carefully. We see furniture, a fireplace, and stairs. There are bookshelves flanking each side of the fireplace. A few books left we had leafed through. The musty smell is overpowering. We look behind the couple of paintings on the walls. Nothing. I am the first one on the steps. There is a slight give under my weight. I took my next step right near the wall. I figured this may be the strongest point. Once on the landing, Tony follows me up. 2 bedrooms and a bathroom. Bed frames had been left in the rooms. The fixtures were still in the bathroom. Checking the bedrooms, there didn't seem to be a place to hide anything. No secret space in the closets. Tony runs his hands under the window frames. Nothing. In the bathroom, I go directly to the medicine cabinet. Nothing until I tap on the back. It sounded hollow. Tony came over and began wriggling it back and forth. Slowly, the metal cabinet moved forward. A little more, and it was out. Behind it, we uncovered a clock. I lift the clock out and shake it. There is something inside. Another piece of paper rolled up and tied with a ribbon. I unfolded the paper to reveal a blueprint. It looked like the cabin at the other location, so what was it doing here? There was an X over the tub. Guess we knew where we were going. On the half-hour ride back, we wondered what was under the tub. We made our way back and went straight to the bathroom. Hang on. Sorry about that. Okay, went straight to the bath. Tony laid on the floor and reached under the tub. Seconds later, he had a photo in his hand. I began to question what this was all about. Were we being led on a wild goose chase, or was this real? The photo was of the community center, then called Clubhouse. The photo seemed to favor the left side of the building. So, of course, off we went. It was now late afternoon, and I hoped we'd find what it was before nightfall. Tony said there was no reason to go inside, so we searched the building from the outside. We knocked on the boards and overturned stones. A sudden whistle caught my attention. It was Tony, kneeling by some lattice. I quickly moved towards him. He had found an opening. Seconds later, he had disappeared under the clubhouse. I called out to make sure he was fine. He responded, so I was happy. 5 minutes passed before he emerged. In his hand was a brown envelope. We took the envelope to a spot where we could open it, back at the desk where it all began. We smiled at each other in anticipation. Paperwork of some sort, neatly typed. Tony took out his flashlight, as it was now darker in the house. I asked what it was. He said from what he could make out, it was an agreement regarding both locations. Sums of money had been noted, a handsome sum of money. We could make out a P on the brown envelope. Instantly, I thought of last evening, and the spirit who came through was Peter. The other initial was C. Tony took another look at the papers. Peter's last name was Civic. It looked as though he and Mark Miller, the owner of the other property, were going to sell up for an agreed sum of cash. But how and why had the paperwork ended up under the clubhouse? The sun was very low in the sky now. Tony suggested we pitch the tent and eat before continuing. I agreed. Over a dinner of hot dogs, we spoke of our adventure we had never expected. Our reason for being here was to investigate the paranormal. Getting back to that, Tony suggested we go to the clubhouse. There might be a chance Peter would talk to us, or possibly Mr. Miller. After cleaning up from dinner, we made our way to the evening's location. We situated ourselves across from each other. EMF was placed on a chair between us. Tony held the ghost box, and I was ready to record. I asked out for any spirit to make themselves known. At first, there was no response. We sat in the dark silence, waiting. We don't know how long it was before the EMF went to yellow. Immediately, I called out for confirmation of who was with us. Spirit spoke through the box. Peter. I had never been so happy to hear that name as I was at that moment. I expressed our interest in regards to the papers we found. Not right, was the response. That was all we received. We walked along the path, shining our light on the cabins. I was drawn to a smaller one just behind two larger buildings. I called out, holding the spirit box. I asked Peter if Peter was with us. Yes, was the response. Peter, why was that envelope under the house? Again, he said, wrong. I asked what was wrong. His response was, he was wrong. Tony asked about the sale. Yes, came through. We then heard tired. The ghost box went silent. We called it a night and went to sleep. The first rays of sun woke us up. The smell of dew was heavy in the air. A fresh country morning. We packed up our things, brought them to the car, and then went back. We took one last walk around the cottages. There was a woman standing in front of Peter's house. We approached her and said hello. Turns out she is the granddaughter of Peter. This was the opening we needed to get our answers. We explained our last couple of days here on the property. She explained. My limited understanding was my grandfather believed the cottages were going to be restored along with those at Mallard. The developer was going to combine both camps. My grandfather found out it wasn't true, and he refused to sell. As to why the papers ended up there, that was my dad. He had gotten hold of them and he knew no one would search under the house for them. I don't know why he didn't just burn them. Her answer was, there was a burn ban on at the time. He knew no one would go under the cabin. My grandfather had already signed the papers. He was going to take them to Mr. Miller when he found out that they were in a partnership. They had planned to destroy all these buildings to make a theme park. With these papers gone, the sale never happened, and it never will. We thanked his granddaughter for the information and let her know we appreciated the family preserving this place. Looking up at the veranda of Peter's cabin, we seen a hazy figure. It waved at us, and we both heard, "Thank you." We've completed what we were intended to do. Find and return the paperwork. And that's it. That's it. I did start working on another one, but I've ripped it apart twice. Ripped it up twice. And the third time, I think I'm going to be tearing that apart too. Ripping it up. Because I don't like it. Anyways, thank you, my YouTube family, for coming by. Very much appreciated. Love you guys a lot. Anyone who's just passing through, as usual, check out my other videos. Anything you see that interests you, consider giving it a thumbs up. Drop me a comment. I'll get back to you. Share any of them out you think someone might be interested in. While you're here, consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, go a step further and click on the notification bell so that you'll know the next time that I upload. And have a great rest of the evening. And until the next time, as always, ciao for now.